Hare Shri Radhe Jaya Nitai Gora Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gora Hari Bol Nitai Gora Hari Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Hare Krishna to everyone. Nice to be here in association of senior devotees, and I'm asking blessings from seniors to say something suitable and speak Bhagavatam today. So we're reading today Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 28, entitled Krishna rescues Nanda Maharaj. From the abode of Varuna. So should we read chapter summary? Yeah, is it okay? Chapter summary. Verses number 6 and 7. Six and 7, right? Okay, let us start with invocation prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottama Devim Saraswati Vyasa Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtapaya Shabhadishu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So verse number 6, Sanskrit translation purport by His Divine Grace Abhajana Bhaktinanda Swami Srila. 6 and 7. So verse number 6. Namastubhyam Bhagavate Namastubhyam Bhagavate Brahmane Paramatmane Nayatra Shyate Maya Voka Shishti Vikalpana. Namaste translation by Srila Prabhupada, by Bhaktivedanta Tika, disciples of Srila Prabhupada. My obeisance unto you, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Absolute Truth, the Supreme Soul, within whom there is no trace of the illusory energy, which orchestrates the creation of this world. Commentaries by BBT. The word Shriyati is significant here. Shruti, or Vedic literature, consists of outright statements made by the Lord himself or his enlightened representatives. Thus neither the Lord nor recognized spiritual authorities would ever say that within the Absolute Truth, the personality of Godhead, there is a fault of illusion. Srila Siddhar Swami points out that the word Brahmana here indicates the Lord is full in himself, and that the term Paramatmana indicates he is the controller of all the living entities. Thus, within the Supreme Being, complete in himself and omnipotent, we do not find any jurisdiction of the material illusory energy. Should I read this one? Number 7? Okay, I'll read the next one. Number 7. Ajjanata mamakena mudhena karya vedina anitoyam tava pita tadbhavam shantim arhati. Translation. Your father, who is sitting here, was brought to me by a foolish, ignorant servant of mine who did not understand his proper duty. Therefore, please forgive us. By BBT. The word ayam, this one here, clearly indicates that Krishna's father, Nanda Maharaj, was present as Varuna was speaking. In fact, Krishna Chakravarti Thakur states that Varuna had seated Srinanda on a jewel throne and had personally worshipped him out of respect. Technically, Nanda Maharaj was correct in entering the water just before sunrise. The following explanation is given by Srila Jiva Goswami in his commentary on the first verse of this chapter. After an especially short Ekadashi, measuring only 18 hours, about 6 hours of the lunar day in which the fast had to be broken, namely the Dvadashi, and already expired before the dawn. Since at sunrise the proper time for breaking the fast would have passed, Nanda Maharaj decided to enter the water at an otherwise inauspicious time. Of course, Varuna's servant should have been aware of these technical details, which are meant for strict followers of the Vedic rituals. Above and beyond that, Nanda Maharaj was acting as the Supreme Lord's father and was therefore a most sacred person beyond the touch of insignificant cosmic bureaucrats like the foolish servant of Varuna. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnana Chalakaya Chakshurmritam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Mano Krishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Svayambhupaka Mahyam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapada Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Sha Shri Rupam Sagadjatam Sahaganarathmatam Vidantam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savathutam Prajjanam Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahaganam Malitam Shri Vishakam Vitam Sha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radhakanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gurangi Radhi Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sutta Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishna Vaishnava Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityanami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatrine Nama Sheshta Manisha Putra Mata Surupam Rupam Tasyagadam Rupurim Matkurim Gushtavatim Vagakundam Girivarakurati Kamatava Sampraptaya Sapaditi Kripaya Shikurum Tam Nadosmi Dantastanam Dantari Neshki Panakana Shimad Rupam Panam Bhujam Durisyam Chandram. Hare Krishna. Good morning to everyone. Thank you for joining. It's very divine moment to be in here in this wonderful spiritual environment of this beautiful temple of Shishirada Manohara. As far as I heard, has been established by Srila Prabhupada. It's the third temple in the world, International Society of Krishna Consciousness. It's been established in 1967. 67. It's the third temple in the world after New York and San Francisco, right? Yeah, I read about in Prabhupada Laboratory, so it's my great honor to be here and speaking in front of senior devotees when I'm asking the lessons. Okay, so we read in Bhagavatam, which is considered to be, unfortunately I don't speak French, and my English is a little bit broken, so please forgive me. Bhagavatam is considered to be the meditation upon absolute truth, Satyam Param Dhimahi. By reading Bhagavatam, by hearing Bhagavatam, Krishna's pastimes, we can meditate upon Nama, Guna, Rupa, Lila, Dhamma, and Parikaras of Krishna. And this is perfect meditation. In fact, Bhagavatam is considered to be the literal incarnation of Krishna. It's Krishna himself. Bhajamahe Bhagavatam Swarupa. We worship this form, and this is Krishna himself. Different cantos of Bhagavatam correspond to different limbs of the body of Krishna. And we know that 10 cantos is the smiling face of Krishna, right? So we're going through the different topics of Bhagavatam just to uplift our consciousness, to elevate on the level of relation with Krishna's pastimes, Krishna Lila. There are 10 topics, we know that. Atra Sarga Visarga Syasthanam Pushanam Tayo Manvantarasham Katha Nirodka Muktir Ashayam. 10 different topics like preliminary creation, secondary creation, places of inhabitants, it's called Sthanam, then protection, Poshanam, Manvantarasham Katha, different rulers of the universe and the science of God, winding up creation, liberation, and finally Ashraya as the topmost subject matter of Bhagavatam, and is considered to be shelter for the soul. So we're going through the different topics of Bhagavatam just to enter into this mystery of Krishna Lila. And Krishna Lila is described in the 10th canto, in the 19th chapter, 90 chapter about Krishna Lila. And there are 3 types of Krishna Lila. One is called Dvaraka Lila. Dvaraka Lila is described in a length of about 40 chapters. It is considered to be Purnam, perfect. But then Mathura Lila, which is described in 12 chapters, it's called Purnattaram. It's even more perfect. And finally there is Krishna Lila, Raj Lila, which is described in the 33-35 chapters, something like that. And it's called Purnattama, or most perfect pastime of Krishna. So these pastimes of Krishna in Vrindavan, and basically our acharyas explain that there are 2 types of pastimes. One is called Nitya Lila, another one is called Naimitika. Nitya Lila means eternal pastimes, which are going on eternally in spiritual world. It's called Ashtakaliya Lila. Have you heard of Ashtakaliya Lila? The eightfold pastimes during the day, 24 hours. It's called Prahara, 3 hours. Prahara consists of 2 muhurtas. 1 muhurta, 2 dandas. Muhurta, most auspicious muhurta is Brahma muhurta for us. But Krishna's muhurtas are all auspicious. And then there are different muhurtas. It's called Pradosha Lila, Aparahna, Madhyahna, Purvahna, Shayana, and Nishanta Lila, Midnight Lila. So this is eightfold pastimes during the 24 hours going on eternally, non-stop. And this is spiritual, aprakata Lila. So we don't have access to that. If we become perfect one day, so we can elevate ourselves maybe by the grace of Nitya Siddhas, eternally perfect devotees, we can enter into that Lila. But sometimes Krishna descends in this material world once in the day of Brahma, Sahasa Yuga Paryantam, in thousands of yugas. This is the day of Brahma Kalpa. It consists, it lasts for 8,320,000,000 earthly years, and the same duration as the night. And total it's like 8,604,000,000 earthly years. So Krishna once descends in this period of time. And it was recently, 5,000 years ago, just around the corner. And not far from here, not far from Canada, in the Indian subcontinent. It's not far. So Krishna descended and he performed his pastimes. This is called Naimitika Lila. Naimitika means periodical Lila. Sometimes it manifests, sometimes unmanifested. It's called Prakata Lila. So Krishna manifests his pastimes in this material world. And this Lila is most amazing because some of the elements, aspects of that Lila, even missing in Nitya or Aprakata Lila. For example, Janma Lila, Krishna's birth, or killing the demons, right? And this is Lila is very merciful because even not completely perfect devotees, they call sadhana siddhas, they can enter into this Lila or observe this Lila. Because Supreme Lila, which is Aprakata, is only accessible to the highly elevated Nitya Siddhas. We cannot enter there. But in this Lila, we can observe, we can see, we can enter, we can be part of that. And one of the pastimes is killing of the demons. And killing of the demons is very absolutely necessary for sadhakas, those who practice in spiritual life on a regular basis, to hear about these pastimes. It's highly recommended because by hearing these pastimes we can get rid of our wishes and anarthas and all the things in our heart, because these demons are personified different vices, different what is called anarthas. Yeah, this is a proper word, anarthas. It's like obstacles on the path of bhajan, those who practice in spiritual life. So that's why it's highly recommended for practicing devotees. Here's this pastime. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he describes in his Krishna Samhita 22 demons in Vrindavan, those who personify the different vishis and anarthas. Like, for example, Vakasura, Vatsasura, Akasura, Putana, Trinavarta, Shaktasura, so many of them. Actually, there are unlimited numbers of those demons, asankhya. You cannot count them. And Krishna kills them at least 3 demons a day. 3 demons. First one when he taken breakfast, after breakfast he killed one. Second one at lunch time, and then when he bringing cows back to his cow shed. So he kills another one. So 3 demons a day, but Bhaktivinoda Thakur describes only 22. And sometimes among those demons also demigods sometimes also act like a demon. Like for example Indra, he wanted to kill all the Brijabasis, he wanted to destroy all the Raj. Lord Brahma, he wanted to steal, he stole actually cows and cowherd boys and Krishna's friends, and also Varuna, one of them. So Varuna, he hijacked Nanda Maharaj and he brought him down to his abode underwater. They sometimes act like demons because they in material environment sometimes it's very contaminated atmosphere. Sometimes they get some contamination because they're also conditioned soul. Although they got some position of the demigods and they just ruling over different departments in this universe, but still they can be contaminated by influence of material nature. Daivication, this is very thick layer of ignorance everywhere. And if we're not pure, if we're not perfect, we can get contaminated. Krishna, Bhakya Mukhahana, Boga Vanchakara, when we turn away from Krishna. So Maya immediately catch us and pull us down. So we just find ourselves in this material environment. And the demigods also sometimes bewildered by this energy and they're just, doing something wrong, fighting with Krishna, stealing his friends. And this Varuna is a demigod of elemental water. So he stole Nanda Maharaj, his father, Krishna's father. Radha Bhagavan Rajeshatana is Tadhama Vrindavan. We're praying that Krishna, our God. So we worship Him, Supreme Lord, but who is our God? Our God not Devaki Nandana or Vasudeva Nandana. Our God is Rajeshatana is. He is the son of Braja, who is the emperor of all Braj, is Nanda Maharaj. So our Krishna is Nandana, Yashodananda, right? So anyway, so this happened, this accident, and Varuna, he personifies intoxication. You know this Varuni beverage, intoxication. Some of the people think by drinking intoxication or taking drugs, we can get spiritual experience and increase our bliss by doing these kind of things. So, and this is anartha. So by listening to these pastimes, we can purify our heart from this kind of misconception about spiritual life, that we can, by artificial things, we can increase our Krishna consciousness by taking drugs or drinking something, like Varuni or whatever. Of course, we have a Varuni in our Krishna conscious festivals. This Varuni is bona fide because it's mode of goodness, which Lord Balaram also likes to drink. And so, how we can get rid of anarthas? There is some techniques given to us. By listening to these pastimes and by identifying ourselves with those negative characters. Like sometimes, normally when we go into cinema or movie, we're watching some, whatever, different material pastimes. We identify ourselves as a hero. We're like a main hero, and we think ourselves like in this role. But in order to get rid of these wishes in our heart, we have to identify ourselves as the demons. And then Krishna kills them, and by identifying ourselves with them, our anarthas become killed and washed away from our heart. So this is a technique how to get rid of these things. If you want, we can use as a practical thing. So, and this is very confidential secret how to purify ourselves from our heart from this and others, from different things, which are obstacles on our path of bhajan. So Krishna descends in this material world to give us mercy. And we missed a little bit Krishna's pastimes, 5,000 years, so we missed it out. And anyway, Krishna descended, and all these pastimes been written down in the Puranas. Now we have access, we can read this, we can hear these pastimes, and we can gradually uplift our consciousness by meditating, by hearing. Anugrahaya bhaktanam manushyadeha marshitam bhajanti me jishnikrida yeshrutva tat parubhavet. It is explained, Anugraha, this is mercy of Krishna. So he coming here to show us the way of life, how to enjoy life, how to become happy, real happiness. He shows us how live proper lifestyle and experience proper happiness, which is ananda, bliss, eternal, ever-increasing bliss. By observing Krishna Lila, by being part of this Lila, hearing about his pastimes, Nama, Rupa, Guna, Lila. So this is very wonderful. And even we miss this pastime, still we have access by reading this very beautiful Mahabharata Purana, crash jewel of all the scriptures. So we can get this, we can experience Krishna on the pages of Bhagavatam. Krishna can manifest on the pages of Bhagavatam. We can see him, we can experience, we can perceive him through our senses. And this is a process. This is a process given to us in Kali Yuga. Nitya Bhagavatam Savaya. This is our sadhana. By hearing Bhagavatam, we can experience Krishna. We can enter into these pastimes, become part of this. And therefore, we have these pastimes every morning. This is service. We serve in Bhagavatam, Nitya Bhagavatam Savaya, and we hearing. And hearing process is the most powerful process because this is only channel with the spiritual world. So we can connect to the spiritual world only through the hearing sense. We don't have any other accesses, right? Our senses are very gross, very inert, material. Atak Shri Krishna Namadina Bhavat Graham Indriyayah. Anyway, we have to engage our senses in the process of sadhana, which is actually, Rupa Goswami explained, engages our senses, material senses, in the service to Krishna. Krita sadhya bhavitsadya sadhyam bhavasya sadhana bida nityosya dasya bhavasya prakatyam krita sadhyatma. By engaging our senses in the process, gradually our senses become purified, right? And bhava, which is eternally in the dormant condition in our heart, gradually manifests. Nityosya dasya bhavasya prakatyam. Prakatyam means manifest. Prakatyam hridi sadhyatma, hridi from the heart. So by engaging our tongue, eating prasadam and chanting Hare Krishna, and also our ears. So we have to prepare our ears. We cannot see Krishna by these eyes, because these eyes are blind, this material eyes. Krishna is completely spiritual. Sachitananda Vigraha. So we have to prepare our ears, and by hearing about Krishna's pastimes, we can see Krishna through the ears, because Krishna is Shrutakshita. Shruta, Aikshata means seeing through the ears, in other words. That's a process how to see Krishna. So our eyes, forget about our eyes, we cannot see. We can see only three material elements by our eyes: earth, fire and water, that's it. We cannot see air, we cannot see ether. We speak about mind, buddhi, kamana buddhi, ravacha, ankara. So we cannot see all this. So Krishna is a completely spiritual, subtle, so he is a transcendental. So by hearing, this hearing process is most amazing. And hearing Krishna's pastimes, immediately Krishna established in our heart. Srinvatam Svakatha Krishna Punya Shravanam Kirtanam. And all inauspicious things, abhadrani, will be taken away, washed away, and Krishna will establish in our heart, just by hearing. So what is the process? As simple as that. We have to hear regularly, on a regular basis. Shushushu sadathanasya vasudeva katharuchir not Padayate Yatim Syan Mahatseva Punyatirtha Vishevanat. Yes. So sometimes we hear him, but Krishna maybe enters a little bit, then he disappears again. Right? So to catch him, we have to serve living Bhagavatam. Those devotees, those who realize Bhagavatam, that they become living Bhagavatam. It's called Jivanti Bhagavatam. So living, walking, breathing Bhagavatam. This is active principle. So Bhagavatam, it is inactive. It is inactive, so we cannot reciprocate. So Vigraha also, it's inactive principle. Shastra and holy name is not different from Krishna. But if we get rid of, if we can combine holy name and Krishna, if we get rid of this anartha, if we understand it's not different. If we not realize yet, still it's a little bit inactive to us. But devotees, they are active principle. This active principle of absolute truth. They can tell about Krishna, they can show, they can share experience, and we can get direct experience from the devotees. We can relish, we can experience bhava or energy which is coming from devotees, and then we can assimilate it, and we have our own experience with that. That's why association with the devotees is highly auspicious, highly recommended. So we have to associate. Anyway, so this is hearing process is most important, most amazing, and most powerful process. So by hearing about Krishna's pastimes, we gradually elevate our consciousness. We purify ourselves from material samskaras, material desires, from the wishes of our heart, and we can be pure enough to invite Krishna in our heart. And when Krishna enters, he never leaves it, never leaves it. So he's gonna stay there. So if we make our heart Vrindavan, Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. Vrindavana Prityaja Ekupadana Gachhati. Even one step he doesn't move. He doesn't move from Vrindavan. He will stay there. Wherever there is a Krishna, there is Vrindavan. So let us make our heart Vrindavan and invite Krishna. And Krishna will stay there. He never leaves it. So how we can make our heart Vrindavan? Just by hearing Krishna's pastimes, by associating with the devotees, by engaging in all these beautiful items in devotional service, different methods. And Shukadeva Goswami, he explained at the end of the Rasa Lila pastimes, which is considered to be 5 pranas, these 5 chapters. It's called Rasa Panchadhyaya, 5 chapters. It's like a heart of the body of Krishna, which is literal incarnation. And this is 5 chapters, or like 5 pranas, where heart of Krishna is floating on the 5 pranas. Like according to Ayurveda, we have different pranas in the body. And soul in the area of the heart, floating in the pranas. So in the same way, Krishna's heart of this form, literal form, Bhagavat soul, floating in the 5 pranas of these 5 chapters, which are described Rasa Lila, which is considered to be Sarva Mukutamani, is the topmost Lila. And Shukadeva Goswami, at the end of this 33rd chapter, he gave a nice advice to us. He explained that by hearing these beautiful pastimes, specific pastimes, Krishna with the coverhead girls of Braja, wives of coverhead men of Braja, by hearing these pastimes, we can get rid of disease of the heart, which is kama, hridrogam kama. Vikriditam vajjavadvibhiridam chavishnu shadham vitam ya anushuyat yad bhaktim param bhagavatim pratilaptam kamam hridrogam ash apahrinotya charanabhira. So he explained that by hearing these pastimes, first bhakti is coming. By hearing, we invite Bhakti. Bhakti is coming. Then our disease of the heart, Hridrogam Kama, this is desire to enjoy material world and object of the senses. This is Hridrogam, contaminated heart. So this is Kama is going away from the heart. And then Param Bhakti, Bhaktim Param Bhagavatim Pratilaptam, establishing our heart. And we become sober, Hira means sober person, without any inebriety. Right? So this is a process. So just by hearing these pastimes about hijacking of Nanda Maharaj by Varunadev, so we can purify our heart, we can prepare ourselves to enter in the most intimate, confidential pastimes of Krishna in Madhurya Rasa. And this Krishna's pastimes is considered to be most amazing. It's one of the unique qualities of Krishna. You know that there are 4 qualities which make Krishna even superior than Narayana, right? Narayana, Vishnu, Supreme Lord, but Krishna is more superior by these 4 unique qualities. All of them are Madhurya, sweet. Let us remember those 4. You remember those 4? Huh? Yeah, Krishna's flute, then Madhurya, right? So this flute is most amazing, so there are many stories about the flute. Then? Yes, Krishna's devotees, it's called Prema Madhurya. Prema, why? Because devotees possess Prema which conquer Krishna. So this Prema is most amazing. And this is quality of Krishna by which he surpasses even Narayana. So this devotees Prema are most amazing. You see, that's one of the unique qualities of Krishna. Then other 2 more qualities. Another one is Krishna's beautiful form, which is called Rupa Madhurya, right? He's a Tribanga Lita. Shemam Tribanga Lita Nyamam Prakasham. Alola Chandrikal Sadhana Madhyaman. Explain the beautiful form of Krishna. Just by hearing it, if we pure in our consciousness, so Krishna enters in our consciousness, in this image, and he can make imprint, and we can see Krishna in our consciousness, in our chitta, if he pure enough. That's why we're doing this hearing. Cheto Darpana Marjanam Bhava Mahadavagi Nirupanam. We purify our consciousness from the material samskaras, material impressions which we accumulated over the million lifetimes. So now this process of purifying, and so we expand our consciousness, we preparing ground for Krishna to enter in and make a strong impression in our consciousness by sattvic samskaras, not tamasic samskaras, which are samskaras of this world. You know samskara, impression? You understand this word, eh? Samskara. So if we observe an object of this world, these are tamasic samskaras, because all these objects are created by material energies. They are considered tamasic. And when we observe them, we take an injection of tamagun in our consciousness. So tamagun is entering in and make impression. And when there's a lot of impressions, they're just collecting more. Every niche, what is called impression, makes some kind of, imprint in our consciousness. So when we collect them, like huge amount, it's become vasana. It's very strong, very condensed. Yeah, we're collecting them, we just because we're observing all these different objects around, external objects. So we're collecting them, and then the impression create, it's called, what is called, Maya Vasana, Vasana Mayi. Vasana Mayi means Hankara. So we get Abhiman, idea, because of this impression, who am I? So I have to, so now I can think in the categories. I'm this and I'm that, I got an idea. I'm this body, I'm acting like this, I'm this and that. So I'm just create kind of image about my personality, which is false, completely false. It's based on this impression of this world. And this is tamasic. This is tamagun. So we have to get rid of them and we have to invite sattvic impressions about Krishna's pastimes, about his form, Nama, Rupa, Guna, Lila. And this completely changes our consciousness, our chitta. So we become able to observe Krishna's form in our consciousness, Rupa. So through the chanting, we gradually elevate our consciousness, Nama, Rupa, observing these different levels of Krishna consciousness. Rupa, Guna, Lila, Parikars of Krishna, then we can understand our own form, in our own role in Krishna's pastimes, and we become part of that. And everything going on through the changes, through the hearing process. Vasana is like a collection of different samskaras, just like compressed, kind of together, and it's called vasana. It's like a strong, it's like like an asphalt. You make an imprint, and it's become like very, like solid. Many samskaras together produce this vasana. Vasana means very solid. You cannot get rid of quickly. You have to work on it, and it's very difficult. This is called vasana. Yeah, there's a set of samskaras. Yeah.
But you can still meditate on your relationship. This real I will not go away. It's you making a relationship. The only object is Krishna and Krishna's friends and Krishna. But you still have your I, real I.
Your real identity is there, but it's covered. Yes.
Prabhupada said we have only one identification. I am eternal servant of the servant of the servant 100 times removed.
Yeah, but it's covered, right?
Yes.
It's covered. It's theoretical knowledge. We have to realize it. Maybe some of you realize it, but I'm not. So, and this understanding it's theoretical. And I'm acting like this body. And I got idea about myself, like I am Ukrainian, I am this body, I am brahmachari, or try to be, make impression, make a show that I am brahmachari. And this is false. This is called my vasana or ahankara. I am doer, I am enjoyer, I am knower. I know how to do, how to control everything. I am in mind. So this is a different collection of the samskaras create my personality, which is false. And I think I know who am I, but I don't know really. But Prabhupada told us, so we eternal servants of Krishna. Okay, so I got myself. So now I have to realize what kind of das I am. Maybe I'm friend, or maybe I'm servant, or maybe something higher, I don't know. So you have to figure out. So this is the process of sadhana, right? To get rid of samskaras, chetu dharpana marjana. So we, layer by layer, we're taking away them, and we're just going down deeper in our subconscious to find our irrelia, to pull it out. So who am I really? Right? So this is the process of discovering our identity. Something like that, maybe you can correct me. Yes, please. He got influenced here by my... upon us.
So the immediately reaction is reaction, the same anger back to the person. So increase something that increase what, how, in the sense of Jiva, Guna, Krishna or Paramatma, how is happening this and why it is happening.
As far as I understood the question, I can answer by Krishna's words from Bhagavad Gita, if I understood it correctly. So Krishna said, Krishna explained the scenario how we getting under the control of this material energy. So he said, Purusha prakrite sthuhi bhunkte prakriti janguna karana guna sangasyat sat asad yoni janmasu. So when we acting like Purusha means I am enjoyer. This is Purusha Abhiman. Abhiman means idea about myself, false idea. I am enjoyer. I am enjoying this material energy. You see this mood. It's not wrong. It's not correct. So when I come to the contact with material energy, start to enjoy. Bhunkte prakriti janguna. Bhunkte means enjoying this material energy. Because with superior energy, we higher. This material energy is void. This is inert. We conscious eliminated. Right? So we try to control it, exploit, and enjoy. And then this is wrong mood. As soon as we start to act like this, karana guna sangasya. This is reason, this is cause of karana guna sangha. Guna sangha means association with modes. As soon as I come in contact, as soon as I become wrong mood, I come in contact with the modes. The modes cover me. When I covered by modes, then I experience sometimes happiness, sometimes distress, sometimes mixed state of consciousness. Sat asad yoni janmasu. So we're getting under the control of the modes because we're in the wrong mood. If we servants of Krishna, if we understand our proper constitutional position, then we're free. So Krishna protects us. We're free from the influence of Maya. As soon as it becomes master, I am Purusha, I am enjoying. So sometimes it's going on even in spiritual life. We can bring our own identity amongst in a spiritual environment. For example, I'm best devotee, I'm best Bhagavatam speaker, or Kirtaniya, or manager, or this and that. I'm a senior devotee, like this. And this is also, this is kind of abhiman which is wrong, and I'm also got under the influence of material energy. So I become influenced, affected. And then all kind of things like anger, greed, envy, kama, krodha, lobha, mada, moha, matsarya. So we become contaminated like this. So the reason is, so we're acting wrongly in our consciousness. So we have to change it. Is it correct? Is it all right? Does it answer the question?
There is anger which is okay. If demoniac person do something which is demoniac, it's okay to act with it.
Yeah, you can use our anger. Otherwise, anger will use us. So we can use sometimes our anger. Like Hanuman in Lanka when he burned Lanka, or Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Yeah, sometimes we can use this anger if we have, but finally we have to purify it completely. We have to get rid of it because anger is a dangerous thing. It's an element of ego, like ego react. Kama yasha krodha yasha raja guna samudbhava. When we cannot satisfy our lust, we become angry. So this anger basically comes from the unsatisfied lust. So, and lust coming from the mood of to be master or enjoyer, Purusha. Are you agree? Any comments? come together in tamagun and it's just like explosion, lots of tamagun. Yeah, it's a geometrical proportion. Like for example, we're chanting together. When we chanting, myself I'm chanting. It's okay, but when we chant two of us, it increases 7 times. Same time, 7 times. When we change how many of us? Like 10. It increases a lot. And then it goes around the globe for 7 times. You know, sound is traveling around the globe 7 times. So when we do Harinam Sankirtan, so we spreading the sound, and it's subtle. It goes, you know, like in the ether, in the cosmic creation. So we influence upon the world by doing Sankirtan. It's very powerful. We have to be conscious about that. And of course, if we invest in tamagun, so we're spreading all these vibrations of the tamagun around the world. So we have choice to act in a certain way. So we have a little independence to choose the tamagun. So we have 3 choices, by the way. We have sattva, rajas, and tamas. So we have these 3 choices. In the human form of life, we can choose in which mode I would like to act. And the best mode is, of course, sattva. Sattvic mode allows you to practice pure devotional service. In low modes of nature, we cannot practice pure devotional service. We cannot practice something or make a show that we practice, but actually there is no pure devotional service. Some devotional service can be practiced. Like for example, even animals can do devotional service, you know? Like dogs, sometimes even prasadam, or cows are coming to Bhagavatam class in India, you know, elephant carrying deities. They do devotional service, but it's not pure, because they cannot use the intelligence. They're not in the sattva. They cannot register it. So human form of life allows you to do pure devotional service. And this is sattvic. That's why we have to choose always sattva-gun, sattva-gun. And one day, when we choose a lot of sattva-gun, we will able to choose the Shuddha sattva. Now it's maybe not available, because we're in the modes of nature, we're conditioned. But make a right choice. Finally, we can choose a Shuddha sattva, pure transcendental sattva.
Is that choice available to us?
Only 3 modes when we condition. We cannot choose spiritual dimension when we condition. Speaking about myself, I cannot choose spiritual. So it's like that.
When does that choice open? Okay, now I choose to be like Shuddha sattva.
Yeah, when you get rid of lower modes of nature, rajas and tamas, and you establish yourself in the mode of good, sattvic, it's called nishta. You know nishta? Yeah, steadiness in spiritual life. Nishta. This is sattva. And then you jump up. This is called springboard. Like sattva is like a springboard. You jump up on transcendental level. Sattva yad brahma darshanam. So sattva is next door, neighbor to spiritual. So when you establish yourself in sattva, then you can uplift yourself. Next step is transcendental. So nishta, no lower modes of nature, no influence of tamorajas. What is it called? Tamorajas. Labhyadaya, Schitaya. This verse in Bhagavatam explained that we have to get rid of this influence of lowest modes of nature. We become established in Nishta, and then we can. It's open the choice for us to make a next step up.
Nishta is that you don't want anything for yourself.
What do you say?
You don't want anything for yourself.
Nishta. Sattva gun, I mean, it's still material, but it's very, it's steady. So you can, our consciousness is steady at that point. So now we can meditate on Krishna, we can go deeper in our bhajan and finally increase intensity and inquire taste. So taste, ruchi, is transcendental. It's already, Shuddha Sattva is transcendental. So yeah, Nishta is like, yeah, mostly you're selfless, you acting out of duty or maybe out of responsibility, or you like to please Krishna. Anukulyena Krishna Anushilana. Yeah, Nishta is like that. It's powerful.
In my language, when you ask somebody, what do you want? And if they don't want anything, they say Nishta.
Who says that?
In my language, separation.
Creation.
Separation language.
Oh, Serb.
Person, what do you want? Huh? Что хочешь? Ништа. Ничего.
Nishta means nothing, eh? Okay, selfless, yeah? Nishta, I want to be servant. I don't want any material desires. Yeah. Nishta means nothing, right? Nothing material. Beautiful.
Does it also mean that on that stage, steadiness, keep chanting or be engaged in service for indefinite time, so we don't have a pushback? So, because during my job, I feel like I cannot chant longer than 1 hour. Just 1 hour, and I have to take a break. It's not. I know it's not good. It wasn't like that lately. It's just. So I feel like it's under. At least I in relation to what is Nishta in that sense. Is it correct to say that Nishta would be like chanting indefinite time?
It's maybe ruchi, because you have to motivate yourself by higher taste. When you experience taste, something sweet, then you can continue for a long time. If you do austerity, like we're changing now a little bit, pushing ourselves, because it's not pleasing, maybe it's not really sweet. We know this is good. Sometimes we feel a little bit better than without changing. But it's not real taste, because still we are attached to material things and we have our ruchi to material life. So when it surpasses all material experience and you get higher taste, this is principle given in Bhagavad Gita. When I acquire higher taste, I will easily give up something lower. So then you can chant non-stop for a long time. You can chant, and because you experience bliss, you experience something higher than all material experience. So this is ruchi, and then you are able to.
And you don't have anything more important than this.
Yeah.
You just want to sit and chant.
Some of the devotees I heard, they're able to wake up midnight, and chant 64 hours every day. Some of the devotees. Yeah. This is, I think it's at least it's nishta. They're able to, to keep their mind in, in this mode and just continue for hours just by changing. And this is very advanced. It's very advanced. Nanda Bihari, yeah, I know him. Nanda Bihari, he's Ukrainian. He stays in Radhakund, and he's changing from midnight for 6 or 8 hours every day. Every day. He was a musician, he was playing. But then one day he decided, no more. Finish. I have to go deeper into my japa. I have to, realize holy name. I have to discover taste. So he started to do the things, and finally he just arrived at this level, able 6 hours every day, from midnight. It's very advanced. Huh?
In Kazakhstan, we have also one prabhu who chants 64 hours every day. He is like trainer of the current Gaurasundara.
Yes.
These guys what are
No, I don't know. They form as a sadhana, but yeah, you see, Mangalarati is like for those who live in the temple. He stays at Radha Kund and he do his own bhajan. Maybe he have a break, I don't know, and he just maybe not, because he's already, he's doing chanting, and Mangalarati is just preparation for chanting, right? Yeah. So chanting is most important. All other things are just helping our chanting. Because this is Yuga Dharma, Kali Kalara Dharma, Krishna Nama Sankirtana, Krishna Shakti Vinahi, High Pravartana. So this is most topmost anga or method of devotional service. All other things are just assisting our chanting. Waking up early, Mangala Arati, whatever we're doing, so we have to facilitate our chanting. Yeah. Like beginners, like we beginning devotees, we stand in the temple, we're doing Mangalarati, just to enter into this kind of chanting. That's what we try to realize. Yes.
Just from your class, you mentioned Ashtaka Lila. I was wondering, is there time in spiritual realm? In a sense, how the other day you mentioned we engage our mind in hearing news instead of worldly news, we hear from spiritual world. But I was wondering, what are the news from spiritual world? What kind of news are those? Also, is there an option of time so that there's how there, if they say there's no time, then how there can be something new in that sense?
There is no time, material time, but there is spiritual time. It's called Chit Kala. So we have Kala factor here. Kala means destroying everything in the course of time. Like old age, disease, birth, this cycle, it's moves by time. So this is a manifestation of this factor. In spiritual world there is time, but there is no influence of the things. There is no distraction. And time is never, it is always in the present moment. You live in the present moment. There is no past, no future. You're always here and now. Your consciousness never goes anywhere. It's like fixed on the present moment. And this is spiritual time. And in this time, there is no any lamentation about past or hankering for future. So you're completely satisfied with staying in this present moment. And sometimes, because Lila is going on, different decorations, different backgrounds changes. Like sometimes moon is coming, Krishna's Nishanta Lila, night Lila, or sun is rising, also facilitate another type of Lila. So because a Lila is going on eternally, that's why time is like a background, like on a stage, different decorations, without any influence upon you. There is no influence of time. But time like a part of Lila, a small element to facilitate the beauty of Lila, to experience rasa taste. That's it. But you're in eternal present time, always. So it's like this. This is spiritual time. Chit Kala. Chit Kala. Chit means spirit.
For example, we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, and every morning we can open stories about Krishna, a random moment. But these are also non-different from Krishna, right? So, but also there's Ashtakali Lila, as you said, so there's not itinerary, but program every day, right? So does it match?
Not
different moments of time. It feels like we are acting
Hmm.
in different moments of Lila, but it's still the same Lila, but
You see, we don't have connection with Nitya Lila. We understand what's going on because of Bhagavatam or books of Goswami. They explain different eightfold pastimes during the day. So we can read about that. And we can refer through our time. For example, our time can connect us to the spiritual world. For example, I look at the time now, 9:20. So I understand now Krishna is, after his breakfast in Nanda Maharaj's house, he just going out with the cows for pasturing grounds to herd the cows, getting his friends, and they walking out from the Nandagram, going to different places in Raj, to the feet of Govardhan hill on the banks of Yamuna. So I can meditate on this, you see. That's our time, can make connection. I can use material time. That's it. But I cannot synchronize this time with that time because it's completely different dimension. I cannot do this. I can use it for my meditation. That's a proper use. This is called Yukta Vairagya. You can use anything in Krishna service, even material time. But you cannot, make a bridge between, because it's different realms. So we live in the material world. It's like a dark place, but Krishna Lila is like completely out of this. Even our imagination, we cannot even reach by our imagination, our buddhi, our topmost, highest dreams. We cannot reach it. Even we cannot understand what's going on in the highest and topmost planet of this world, in Brahma. We cannot reach it. But we will speak about spiritual. It's called Manasa Gochara. It's completely beyond, far beyond, universal beyond. So our mind is too small, we're too insignificant to understand Krishna Lila. We just get some idea from the scriptures, from the association with the pure devotee. Sometimes pure devotee, if pure devotee speaks us, realize that we can get experience, we can get some spurti in our consciousness. We can get experience, That's a value of association with the devotees. Sometimes the spiritual world can manifest in my mind, for a moment. Yeah, but just by imagining spiritual world, it's just material. It's just speculation of my mind. Yeah?
what sort of news can we hear from spiritual?
Through the scriptures. This is news from the spiritual world. Yeah, scriptures, or revelation of pure devotees. It is saying that when pure devotees are speaking, it's like a breathing of Vaikuntha. It's a prana from Vaikuntha coming. It's not like tamasic air of this material world, but it's prana from Vaikuntha. So when you have association with pure devotee, you can inject a little experience in your consciousness.
Like Krishna gave to Arjuna divine eyes.
Divine eyes. Yeah, bhakti eyes.
So if Krishna wants to give someone, he can.
Yeah. Only by Krishna's grace, yeah. Yes. Like an orchestra, yeah. It's like spiritual orchestra. There's so many different ragas, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we cannot tune up with the spiritual world unless we have connection and kind of our vibes can tune up with the spiritual vibes. Yeah, it's too high for us. Prabhu, you got a hand up.